What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another quick progression tutorial. Today we're going to talk about busting into Chaos 5, getting Chaos 5 done for the very first time, and if we head on over to the war table here, we see Chaos 5, the special threat, is the Dark Assassins. Little is known about this new dark threat, as they tend to hide far away from the front lines. Now, one thing is for sure, and that is you're going to learn all about this new threat real quick, as since they are the special mob for Chaos 5, they are in an abundance. So there is more assassins on Chaos 5 than there is in any other Chaos tier, including 6 and 7, as this is the introductory tier for the Dark Assassins. Now, there's a lot of different tips and tricks with dealing with Dark Assassins. Since we're talking about busting into Chaos 5 for the very first time, we're only going to be discussing shards that are found in campaign through Chaos 4. So there are other very helpful shards that come later in the game, but when getting to Chaos 5 for the first time, those shards aren't going to help you out, as you don't have access to them. Now, there's a couple of different tricks to dealing with assassins. Like I said, this is definitely not going to cover them all. However, feel free to leave your little tips and tricks for handling assassins in Chaos 5 down in the comments below. Now, the assassin is going to jump on you. You're going to know it, because they're going to start stabbing you in the face pretty darn quickly. And during this time, you are completely silenced. So you can move around. However, you can't attack or use any of your abilities. Now remember, your pet is not silenced. So pet abilities such as Sparkle Party for example. See if I can find a Sparkle Party in here anywhere. Gots to be a Sparkle Party here. Let me see. Sparkle, Sparkle, where you at? There it is. Sparkle Party dazzles nearby enemies for 1000% magical hero damage, which that we're not concerned about, but stunning them for 5 seconds. Now, Sparkle Party on a Gatto pet can be your best friend when coming into Chaos 5, because this is an AoE stun, so it's going to stun all the assassins around you, not just one of them. Now, Sparkle Party can roll on any Gatto pet. Doesn't matter the rarity, doesn't matter if it's legendary or if it's green quality. If it's a Gatto, Sparkle Party can roll on it, and it's a good opportunity to practice re-rolling your pet ability right over here to go get you a Sparkle Party. As Sparkle Party saved the day for me when I first started Chaos 5, I'm not going to lie. And I combined that with some other defenses which are key to helping things out. Now remember, if you're playing in a group, heroes can help other heroes. So a Gun Witch can freeze an assassin that's on you with Ice Needle. A Huntress can concussive shot an assassin that's on you. And by all means, it's a prime opportunity to work as a team. So stay close to your teammates in Chaos 5 and know where each other is at and who's about to get sinned in the face, because you're going to find out in a hurry. So anyway, in addition to that, the easiest way to deal with assassins is using defenses that provide either freeze, stun, or knock up. And these are 3 really good examples right here. Now, the Frostbite Tower I do have here, but remember, a shard is required for that. And you can't actually freeze enemies with the Frostbite Tower until you get that shard in Chaos 3. Now, this at one time was actually completely bugged and was the OP way of killing assassins. That's no longer the case, and although it does work, it is not near as effective as it used to be. Now, moving right on over to the cannons, the Stunfire Shard for cannons drops in Chaos 1. This is my go-to trick for dealing with assassins in Chaos 5. I always am going to set up with cannons. Now, it seems like at least 3 cannons is the sweet spot. And, of course, remember, you're always going to want to set your defenses in a way where when you need them for an assassin removal, you want them to be readily available. So if you have a cannon way up in the front, it's going to be shooting at the pack of mobs and may not target the assassins when you want. However, if you have them way back behind your blockades, you could have a little bit more luck with the stun fire. Now, the heavy cannonball shard will come later, and that is beast mode for dealing with assassins right there. Now, the geyser from the Huntress actually requires no shards, and it is insanely effective. Of course, the geyser is going to provide a knockup, so if you get an assassin on you, all you have to do is run on top of the geyser, and it's going to blow it and any assassins that are in the area directly off of you without any issues. Now, next we'll move around to the mystic walls. Of course, we know about the bubble walls. They throw enemies up in the air encased in a bubble. This does indeed remove assassins from you, and this was another go-to defense I used right away in the early days. Now, this is an AoE defense as well, so it's going to hit all the assassins that are in the area and give you an opportunity to mow them down quick. Now, the downside about the Mystic Walls is, of course, we know the Lady Orcs are here in Chaos 5, and they do come in hot and heavy. So there is the chance that the Lady Orcs could land on the wrong side of your walls after getting blown up. Now, the Snaking Sands is not going to require any special shards. However, remember that the stun from Snaking Sands does not go off until the end of its channel. Now, although it can stun every assassin in the area and is an awesome addition to just about every build, you do have to wait for it. So once again, you have to survive the assassin attack long enough to get the Snaking Sands to go off. Now, the Oil Geyser from the Lavamancer, of course, has the Oil Stun, which is available in Chaos 3. This is another one similar to the Geyser, where when you get an assassin on you, just run on top of it, and they will get blasted right off of you and stunned pretty darn easily. Now, a few other things that are important to note. Geodes are not technically supposed to be in Chaos 5. However, at Wave 4 and at Wave 5, there is one geode on each wave. Now, since there are cyborgs, that makes a defense like the Cannonball Tower a natural choice. However, if you do not get over there and kill the geodes when they come out, you have to manually kill them if you're going to use projectile towers. They will completely ruin your run. And, oh, I forgot about the geodes so many times. Even when I was completely geared to the teeth in Chaos 5 gear, when that was the cap, I still would end up getting wrecked from forgetting geodes. So definitely, without a doubt, remember the geodes if you're going to use any sort of projectiles, as you will have to get out there and kill them right away. Now, one of the easiest choices for increasing your survivability with the assassins is stack hero health. The more hero health you have, the merrier. When we were actually doing Chaos 5, when it was the hardest difficulty in the game, like the minimum you always looked for out of someone in Chaos 5 was always about 60k health. And really, the higher you can get over that, the easier the assassins will become. Ideally, if you get yourself over 100,000 health, that's going to give you plenty of time to survive through the initial assassin attacks while you can get over to a geyser, to your mystic walls, in front of a cannon, whatever the case is. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's important to note that you want to set up your defenses so that they're going to be ready to go. So, like my initial Chaos 5 runs, I would set a completely different area that was not even near the mobs. And when I got assassins, I would run over to that area, get them off me, and then do my best to mow them down as quickly as possible. So hopefully this helps everyone out with dealing with those pesky assassins. Trust me, they do get much, much easier, although it is very frustrating to deal with them at first in Chaos 5, as it really just feels like you can't do anything. You will adapt to these little tips and tricks and find ways to deal with the assassins personally yourself. Now, one quick note I wanted to mention, and that is the Abyss Lord is kind of OP in Chaos 5, and I discussed it in the Hero Spotlight yesterday. However, the Knight of the Abyss, the number 2 ability, the second you turn purple, if you throw that on the ground and then step into it, when the assassin pops, it's going to instantly stun it right off of you. There was a time in the early days of Trials, when Chaos 5 first arrived, that the only people that were completing Chaos 5 were people using the Abyss Lord. So that will do it for now. Thank you for watching. Click that like button, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments below your tips for dealing with assassins, and if you have any further questions. So thanks again. I'll see you next time.